Boy. Welcome back to another episode of Q Reviews. In this Q Review, we'll be going over Obi Wan on Disney Plus thus far. This is pretty much going to be episode 3. And now I'm going to touch on 1 and 2. Right now, spoilers. If you ain't watched this shit, why are you here? Because I'm about to spoil the shit out of it. Now, Obi-Wan, I'm not going to take you play by play. You should know what's going on in this business right now. Obi-Wan has been away for about 10 years from the events of Revenge of the Sith, where he left Anakin on Mustafar to burn alive, son. So we take it 10 years later, Order 66 has happened, all the Jedis are being killed, and Obi-Wan is on Tatooine hiding until a mission comes along where he has to go capture Leia after she's been kidnapped. And when they get on this planet, Vader want all the smoke, son. Darth Vader is in this shit and he wants all the smoke. And he gets all the smoke. Let's get into it. Okay, episodes 1 and 2, I liked. I was intrigued. It was awesome to see Ian McGregor back at this character. Because, my God, at this time, he owns Obi-Wan more than even Alice Guinness does. He plays the role multiple times, so it was awesome to see Ian McGregor. I would say the first 2 episodes had me intrigued. Okay, we got the Inquisitors, which about the Star Wars lore, they are Jedi. They're not Sith, turned to the dark side to hunt down the rest of the remaining Jedi. So we got this one Inquisitor played by Moses Iram, if I'm saying that right, and her character, to me, honestly, comes off as a little bit annoying and obnoxious and arrogant. I wasn't in love with her performance, to keep it a buck with you, but to tell you the truth, I want to see where this anger comes from her, from hating Obi Wan Kenobi so much, because this is in the first episode, I believe there's an Order 66 where the younglings are trying to escape, and this might tie into her character, because I had a problem with this, because I think in episode 2, she calls out Darth Vader's government name, which is Anakin Skywalker, son. Like, how the fuck you know Anakin Skywalker name? No one knows that shit except like the Emperor or a Thrawn or some such like that. And I'm not even deep in the lore of Thrawn, but I know that he knows who Anakin is, Darth Vader. If that shit, would be major trouble. So how does she know that? Was she a youngling in Order 66 and seen Anakin come in and she recognized him, and and that's how he knows him? Or does Darth Vader know that she knows his government name and shit? I got a lot of real questions about that. As far as her performance, I gotta know where this anger is coming from, because like, you would think Obi-Wan called her the N-word. Oh no, that's happening in real life with the toxic Star Wars fans. Jesus. Now let's get to episode 3, my favorite episode of this whole series thus far. We get to Obi Wan Kenobi meditating, trying to get in contact with Qui-Gon Jinn while he's on this mission, trying to rescue Leia from this planet. And then we cut to Darth Vader himself getting put together. Now, I've seen Darth Vader get put together in The Empire Strikes Back, but this was different. This was a monstrosity of a man, The pain. It looks like he didn't have any legs or arms, and they were putting Darth Vader together with his arms and his legs. I was getting chills like, oh shit, this dude is a monster. I want to touch on Darth Vader here too. He's in Mustafar, where he was burned pretty much alive by left by Obi Wan Kenobi to die in Mustafar. And this is where he chooses to have his palace, where all the pain, all the hurt, all the anger in, which makes him more powerful, as he thinks of it, because that runs the Sith, that anger, that evil, that revenge that he wants from Obi-Wan Kenobi so bad. So he's in Mustafar, a foot away from where he was supposedly burned to death, and that makes him even more angry, even more pissed off. And speaking of pissed off, let's just get straight to this, what this video is talking about. Darth Vader comes through a village and wanted all the smoke, son. All the smoke. I love this incarnation of Darth Vader, because he's basically a Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, one of the coldest villains you have ever seen come through a town. It was pure evil what he was doing. He was taking children you know, force choking them, breaking their necks, all type of shit. It was truly evil, and it was anger, and it was a smart move because he was killing innocent people to get Obi Wan Kenobi to come out and fight him. And of course, Obi Wan Kenobi didn't come out and fight him. He's a shell of a man what he was anymore. He lost everything, you know. He lost his apprentice, his brother. He lost, you know, the Republic. Everything is gone. So now he has to fight this monster what he created, Darth Vader himself. And he ran, and then Vader catches up with him. You see that crimson saber come out, and then, you know what I'm saying, it's time to fight. And Vader's just toying with him. I love when Vader fights with one hand, son. Vader was like, your age has made you weak. Them awesome one-liners. Let me give a shout out to James Earl Jones, who's 91 years old, reprising his voice as Darth Vader. I think it works. I think Vader needed this win because Vader, me and Rashad was talking about this, and me and my boy Peter Anthony was talking about this. Vader has been taking L's for a long time. He wasn't what the Emperor was intended for him to be for the dark side. He took an L to Obi Wan Kenobi, in which he has to become Darth Vader, a shell himself. He lost 2 Death Stars. He lost his family. Darth Vader is a tragic character, and I think he uses all that pain and hate to drive his power of the Sith, and that's why he is a Sith Lord. And Obi-Wan needed this L. Obi-Wan deserved this L. Now, people have been saying that I don't think Darth Vader and Obi-Wan should have fought to the last episode. I disagree completely. You know, Obi-Wan is already a shell of himself, so I think he needed to take this L. He needed to take this L. He left. To quote my boy Rashad G Reviews, Obi-Wan ain't shit. He left Anakin to burn in the lava. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't finish him off. So Obi-Wan deserves this L, and Darth Vader, already beat him in a lightsaber bat, picked him up, choked him, you know, and lit the ground on fire with some type of, he pulled the shit down, and then he lit the whole ground on gasoline and pulled him through the fire. That's right, through the fire, to the limit, to the wall. Obi-Wan, you gonna burn today? Motherfucker should have learned. This is full Darth Vader at his full capacity. We seen a glimpse of it in Rogue One. That, you know, that anger, that Sith pain. Now, back in the 80s, they couldn't really do Vader like he was. I still enjoy Vader in Empire Strikes Back. You know what I'm saying? Showing his dominance, his power and shit. But now we see it. We not only do we see his power, we see his evilness. We see his anger, everything that Yoda was talking about, what the Sith is. And this is a very important fight, I think, because of that. In order to make a great villain in this series, we need to show Darth Vader's power, his overbearing presence over Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan is broken. Now, what I think is gonna happen, I think they might see each other one more time. And then after that, no, I think they're going to see each other maybe 2 more times. And then, of course, at the season finale, we're going to have the ultimate battle, Revenge of the Sith 2 showdown. Get your pay-per-view tickets ready because it's about to go the fuck down. Obi-Wan's going to talk to Qui-Gon Jinn, Force Ghost. It's weird that we didn't see him in the other 2 movies in the prequels, though. But you're about to see him again come up, and he's going to get him training. Maybe he will go to Dagobah. I don't know, it'd be cool to see Yoda again. Out of all the Star Wars Disney shows, all the episodes that happened this far, this is definitely in the top 5 of holy shit moments. So, like, one of my favorite episodes of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, The Mandalorian, it actually happened in the Book of Boba Fett in the Mandalorian episode, because we got so much lore and so much content, and we, you know what I'm saying, we got the new ship. I just thought that episode was directed perfectly. Then I'm going to number 2, when Luke came back at the end of Mandalorian season 2, and that was Luke Skywalker all day. Say what you want about his CG face, but the movements and shit of Luke Skywalker, I thought those were perfect. And shout out to Mandalorian season 2, that Rosario Dawson Ahsoka episode. I really love that one, but this one here was so powerful. I thought maybe like the scenes could have been tighter. I was talking to my boy too, like, yo, like, Vader seems more powerful when you got the camera really close up to his face. There was a lot of wide shots and things like that that I did have a little bit of gripe with. You know, it made the lightsaber battle seem a little weaker, but I think it was supposed to be weaker on purpose to show Obi Wan's incompetence and not how he was back in the day. It wasn't like full Jedi versus Jedi, almost like Revenge of the Sith, like, you know, how they were going. It was a little, he was cowardly and he was running, but I appreciate that because that's going to make the more final battle even more powerful. And another small gripe I do have about this episode, the score wasn't hitting like that. I wish if the score was even hitting a little bit more harder, it would have made this episode even more epic than it already was with the showdown again with Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. I just thought it was lacking in that department. But honestly, overall, y'all, I was blown away by this episode. Actually, I couldn't believe I was living in a time when I seen Darth Vader get put back together. I seen Obi-Wan get dragged through the fire, and I seen Vader's ultimate dominant presence that he really needed to show his anger, his revenge of the Sith for real. This was it. I'm so glad, you know, this is why I paid for Disney Plus, to see shit like that. Maybe I'm biased to Darth Vader, I don't know. He's back there in the back though, but yo, this shit was ill. And of course, it's a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for this episode. I did have small qualms and gripes about it, but yo, I can't deny the awesomeness that I seen because I come from this shit. I come from the 80s and shit. So, yo, Darth Vader's been around my whole life and shit. To actually see the anger of the Sith and see it in fruition was a fucking pleasure to see. And then, you know what I'm saying, it was crispy in 4K. Gotta watch this episode again. What did y'all think of this episode, episode 3, and where do you think this series is going? You think Obi-Wan's got a chance? Do you think, I will say this though, real quick before leaving, and this slide here, you don't see the gash on Anakin's head and the side of his cheek. So I think Vader's gonna take one more L to Obi-Wan, and that's where he gets the gash on his head and the gash on the side of his kind of cheek. Those are lightsaber battle scars, in my opinion, though. But I'm just going on speculation, though. But I think Obi-Wan might win in the last episode. There's only 6 episodes to the series. It makes sense, though. You can't drag this on for 2 seasons. But yeah, I think he's gonna talk to Qui-Gon, get his swagger back, son. But yo, Vader came through looking for them ops, nigga. What? That shit was fire. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, go ahead and hit that like button. If you really like this content, consider subscribing to the Q Review family. And don't just stare at it. Eat it. Peace, y'all.
I'm out cold, you hoes been exposed. Walk up on you slow with the foe and unload. You got mo left for dead on the road. I strode when your car got towed.